Hey friends, happy Tuesday. How is everybody doing? Okay, it's blinking. Okay. I'm going to take a second really fast. I'm going to turn it on my phone so that if anybody comments, then I will be able to see that. So we're going to make sure that that's turned off. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, guys, how is everybody doing? What are some big wins or small steps that you're taking this week? Now, of course, I'm losing my voice. It's fine. I just want you to know I'm making a point of every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Central Time. I'm going to jump in here and we're going to do a live. This is one of those things I look forward to every week. It may be crazy. When summer comes, the kids may be in the background. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. So, I have been doing a lot of reflecting, and I have some notes, so that's why you'll see me look off. But I've been doing a lot of reflecting this month because we are moving. I think I've told you guys that. We are moving, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot because I am taking close to 20 years worth of stuff, and we are just trying to go through everything and take the most meaningful parts and let go of the rest. And so it's made me realize something, though. And what I've realized is that there is something incredibly powerful about storytelling and about trust. If you don't know, I'm Kelly Harris, CEO of Kelly Harris Creative. I'm also the admin in this group, but my word of the year this year is trust. And it's been really interesting to see the ways that it is showing up every day. So we started the month knowing that we were going to pack up the house. Um, and honestly, it was incredibly overwhelming. But here's what I learned: it's a lot like business. It doesn't happen all at once. You can't just be like, poof, the house, it's ready, and we're ready for the movers, and we're ready for all the things. No, life and business and work and all the things, they don't happen like that. They happen one drawer at a time, one action at a time, one needle moving thing before at a time. And as you're, if you ever decide to clean and do a deep clean, because it is spring, if you're spring cleaning, the thing you have to understand is that in your business, that's how transformation is going to happen. That's how your business is going to grow and shift. It happens one shift at a time. And sometimes those shifts are so tiny that we don't even realize that it's happening when it happens. Um, but it's a lot. It can be a lot, and that's okay. Uh, so I'm going back to my notes. So my whole thing today is, why is storytelling important? Why is storytelling something that I highly recommend that you use in your business? Is because storytelling is not about, it's not about selling. We could go into a whole conversation where we can talk about like selling is service, like sales is service. You're not being the greasy salesman who's just pawning off your stuff, but you're sharing what you do. And if that helps somebody else move their business forward, then you're serving them by selling them your product or your offer. But storytelling isn't about selling. Storytelling is about building trust, it's about creating a legacy, and it's about building real relationships. When you share a story, especially if you share the messy parts of your life, you're inviting people into your world. And you are showing them that they can trust you, that you've been there, that you've done that, that you are moving forward. And the thing of it is, and this is one thing I talk about a lot, but like, storytelling is the oldest form of marketing. Years and years ago, before we had cell phones and computers and all the things, but if you think back to like caveman days or even early history for humans, storytelling is how they shared their stories. That's how they shared the safety. That is how they did everything. Everything was told in a story because our brains are wired for stories, and we can remember stories better than we can remember, like don't go in the woods or whatever. We've been telling stories to survive, connect, and build communities for literally thousands of years. Your business is just a new extension of that. So here's what I want you to ask yourself, because there's a couple things about storytelling. One, I think it's incredibly important to share your stories with your community. because you're building trust and you're making it a safe place for other people to share their stories. And there is another type of story, and that is a story that we are telling ourselves. So, what story are you holding on to or holding back on sharing? But also, what story are you telling yourself? Because sometimes we get caught up in these things that we hear in our head, and it's like, oh, you're not good enough, or oh, you can't do this, or who do you think you are? And those stories, I feel like, aren't usually our stories. They're usually stories that we were raised with. They're narratives that somebody else has said to us. And sometimes when you're having a really hard time sharing a story, it's because you feel very vulnerable. And so I kind of ask myself two questions. The first question is, what story am I telling myself? Is it true? And then, what story do I need to share with other people to help them? And I am a huge believer of, if I tell you a story and it helps one person, then it was a story that I was supposed to tell. And so if you're with me, even if you're replaying, so, say hashtag replay, but drop a word, a sentence, or a heart emoji if there's a story that you know that you were meant to share. One of the things that I do a lot in my own world, in my own community, if you're on my email list, you know this too, is I tell a lot of stories. Stories about my life, because I don't believe we were meant to do life alone. And I don't believe business was supposed to be separate. You are a whole person. Life and business, they go together. And I'm also a huge person who believes in collaboration over competition. And so one of the things that is really important for me when I'm sharing a lesson or I'm writing an email is that I find a story that goes with it. And so right now, in the middle of this move that is massively overwhelming in some connections, in some ways, it reminds me a lot of business, because business can feel very overwhelming. It can feel over the top. It can feel like you're drowning. And ultimately, if you're here, you're meant to learn something in this stage. If you're here, you are doing the things that you were meant to do. And so when you're feeling overwhelmed, how do you move forward? You do it one thing at a time, one needle moving thing at a time. And so I think what I would ask is, is there one needle moving thing that you could do today? And if you want a space to practice sharing your stories, that's exactly what we're doing here in this space. I am fine with you going live and doing a 2 or 3 minute live, and sharing your story and how that connects back to what you are doing and how you are growing and how you are moving forward in your business. This community was meant to be a place where we could stay connected. So I'm going to invite you to jump into the conversation. And I will say, for ground rules, just to make sure that we've covered this, if you see somebody who's done this, comment on their video. Please be kind, because kindness costs nothing. And tell them that they were brave, because sometimes for some people, getting on a live, it can be incredibly terrifying. And so just know that we are here for you. If you come in and you rewatch this, just hashtag replay, and I would love to know what your thoughts are. Like, what is a story that you are feeling compelled to share? Because the truth of the matter is that you were probably meant to share it. And so the last couple thoughts that I will leave you with is, we're going to take small steps and small stories, and those will build big trust. Just know that next week I will be coming at you live again. And if you guys need some support, please reach out. Please DM. A couple things you need to know. Tomorrow I will be dropping a calendar. So here's my announcement. Tomorrow I'll be dropping a calendar. We will be having one networking call a month and one work bubble a month that will be dropping. So if you are interested in coming to that, I would love to have you. They are sacred space times. So the networking, please invite your friends so that there are more people to talk to. And even in the work bubble, like the more the merrier. Would love to have more people in this group. And if you're interested in jumping on my email list, let me know about that too. So that's all of that. And I will talk to you soon, friends.